This video is about my discovery of a mathematical alternative to Einstein's Mercury-Perihelion precession angle equation, and how this new alternative equation belies a century held piece of evidence of Einstein's spacetime curvature paradigm. Mercury's perihelion precession anomaly was discovered in 1859 by French astronomer and mathematician Belied. The calculations of Mercury's perihelion precession angle gets more and more precise over time, and the latest value thereof is about 22.9 arcseconds per century. This value is easier to remember than the more meaningful value of 0.1024 arcseconds per orbital revolution. In 1859, Leverrier made an attempt to solve Mercury's perihelion precession anomaly with a hypothetical planet named Vulcan, but his attempt turned out to be vain because his theorized planet has never been found. Around half a century later, in 1915, Einstein made another attempt to solve Mercury's perihelion precession anomaly with his proposed spacetime curvature paradigm as the origin of the anomalous orbits of Mercury and many other planets inside the solar system. Einstein's two equations as mathematical evidence thereof were triumphantly accepted by the scientific community since then. So far, there exist two well-known equations to calculate Mercury's perihelion precession angle presented here. The first equation is based on the orbital period t of the captive celestial object, while the second equation is based on the gravitational energy potential of the capital celestial object, as Gm over c squared. As a matter of fact, the first Mercury perihelion precession angle equation was originally discovered by Paul Gerber in 1898, then by Einstein in 1915 through different reasoning paths. The second Mercury perihelion precession angle equation was solely discovered by Einstein in 1916. Based on my potential findings, Einstein's orbital period-based equation of Mercury perihelion precession angle presented here appears to have a simpler mathematical alternative that shows a ratio between the orbital velocity of the captive celestial object and the speed of light, as also shown here. On this screen and the next, I present all the steps that show the origin of my mathematical alternative to Einstein's orbital period-based equation of Mercury perihelion precession angle. In the end, the unexpected emergence in my mathematical alternative to Einstein's orbital period-based equation of Mercury perihelion precession angle is the square value of the ratio between the orbital velocity of the captive celestial object and the speed of light. And this element, hidden all along, should tell us something new. Based on my analysis, inside this newly discovered alternative equation of Mercury's perihelion precession angle, the term v over c, which is the ratio between the orbital velocity of the captive celestial object and the speed of light. Also, based on my findings, by using Newton's equation of orbital velocity of captive celestial objects, v squared is equal gm over r, to replace the term square value v over c, by discovered Mercury perihelion precession angle equation can be reformulated into a new equation that includes the gravitational energy potential of a capital celestial object, Cm over c squared, as shown here. And it turns out that the latest equation is no other than Einstein's second equation of Mercury perihelion precession angle. Furthermore, by discovered Mercury perihelion precession angle equation reveals a sharp difference about 18.85 times, which is 6 pi gm versus 1 gm, between the captives received kinetic energy potential during the first second of the orbital period and that of every following second thereof, as shown here. My discovered Mercury perihelion precession angle equation can lead to the postulates of the new theorem as follows. Each capital celestial object gives a gravitational kick to every captive only when the latter starts a new orbital revolution, and that results in a perihelion precession. 2. The set gravitational kick has a kinetic energy potential of value of 6 pi gm over c squared. 3. The captive received kinetic energy is inversely proportional to the. Finally, in light of this alternative equation discovery, Einstein's orbital period-based perihelion precession angle equation turns out to be a needlessly complex, hence a misleading equation to faithfully describe Mercury's perihelion precession anomaly. By the same token, Einstein's use of his orbital period-based perihelion precession angle equation as a key piece of evidence of his spacetime curvature paradigm to explain gravity is mathematically invalid. As a fundamental mathematical piece of evidence of the spacetime curvature paradigm, Einstein came up with his set of equations known as the field equations, then made a mathematical deduction from the latter to his Mercury perihelion precession angle equation, as shown here. From the decade of 1915 onwards, Einstein's Mercury perihelion precession angle equation was accepted by the scientific community, and so were logically his field equations, which have become the de facto scientific fact of gravity. But now, based on my discovery, Einstein's Mercury perihelion precession angle equation can be demonstrated to be mathematically invalid. A fundamental question arises: how can the spacetime curvature paradigm, through Einstein's field equations, still hold when the latter was sanctioned by the faulty equation of Mercury perihelion precession angles? All the relevant details regarding the research process, mathematical verifications, and demonstrations can be found in my book, Einstein's Spacetime Belied by a New Short Perihelion Precession Equation, and my other relevant book is Quantum Gravitational Kick 6 pi gm over c squared.